GTR. So MRT released a new update 2 weeks ago, this time one involving the Skyline GTRs. Well, today we'll dive deep into this update concerning three main cars: the Nissan Skyline GTS-R R31, the Nissan Skyline GTR R33, and the Nissan Skyline GTR R34. This update brought along a few new kits, retunes, and fixes for these cars. Some of these cars have become a better version of what they are, some became worse, and some can't be felt. We'll separate the testing phases into four main categories: acceleration, top speed, braking, and handling. With that out of the way, let's begin. R34. The Nissan Skyline GTR R34 was probably the car that most benefited from this update. Before this update, it was probably one of these most sluggish cars due to its lack of top-end torque, making it lose out against its rival, the Supra. Now, the R34 is one of the fastest cars again, at least in the highways. It has been improved with a few new kits and becoming the new R33, at least partially. Let's see why. Acceleration-wise, the R34 finds its stride in the lower gears, reaching 0 to 100 km/h in just 4 seconds, due to its improved torque. Its greatest attribute is being extremely fast off launch, and maintaining it as long as it goes to higher top speeds, reaching 250 km/h in nearly under 20 seconds, slightly slower than the Supra. It has a top speed of 280 km/h, getting a 20 km/h faster top speed than before. Its brakes got a little bit buffed, but they are still pretty terrible. The handling of this car has become iffy, to say the least. This car was a handling monster, but nowadays I'm not so sure. It lost a bit of mechanical grip in exchange for becoming more drifty. It can be described as bipolar depending on the speed, as it no longer finds its best handling point at 200 to 220, or rather between 250 to 260. It deals badly with exit on hairpins, but it shows premise in high-speed corners. But the biggest and most important change, it's fun. All in all, it's a greater version of the previous car we had, packing more power and being way more fun to use, and succeeding the R33 in terms of performance. This is a car which became one of the current fastest cars in this game, thanks to this new update. You should definitely buy it and give it a try, to check if you like it or not. R31. The Nissan Skyline GTR R31 is probably the car that got overshadowed by its younger brothers in this whole update, like usual. If you aren't actually skipping this part of the video, I'm going to be surprised. So for this section, let's cut out the long speeches and focus on the actual thing, why it has become much worse. It is mainly due to its acceleration. The car reaches its top speed much slower, making it fall behind a lot of cars. It does a 6.3 second 0 to 100 km/h time, and it reaches 229 km/h. The braking is very good, however it doesn't help with how slow it is. The handling is, well, regular. It feels normal, except for its lockup when applying the brakes and immediately regaining the grip. Not that it has much of it, however. It does fine in most turns, but it's not extraordinary. It's just not a fast car. It's more to the slow side as of now, and it doesn't change the meta at all. The main appeal of the R31 is its looks, as it is the newest car to get kits, but it really doesn't do anything to the car list. It's just there. If you like the car, you should give it a try, but otherwise it has no appeal or something to pull you in. It's just there, not showing its presence, but rather hiding in the shadows. R33. The Nissan Skyline GTR R33's reign of terror is finally over. This is the car that got treated with the biggest ups and downs, suffering and hemorrhaging power style thanks to this new update. This car was once a disgrace to the GTR family, being slower than a Civic by over 8 seconds in Atsuki. Then it was the pride of the lineup, destroying everything in its path. But now, things aren't exactly the same as before. Let's see why. This car suffers mostly in every area compared to its previous version. You might remember the R33 as being extremely creepy and extremely fast, but it is just bad at launching now. You might remember the R31 to be doing 6.3 seconds when launching from 0 to 100 km/h. It takes the R33 the same amount of time to do the same thing. Just picture that. The big part in which it gained was the top speed, reaching 274 km/h in a flat road, 9 km/h more than the old tune. The brakes got a bit worse, being above the average now. The R33 no longer has a 60-40 torque bias, and it does not have slick tires. It tries to slide out as much as it can, and understeers at the same time. This was the heaviest and longest Skyline, so it makes sense why it's time performance-wise. It deals badly with low speed and mid-speed corners, and it hemorrhages speed during high-speed ones. So the R33 isn't the holy grail of performance anymore, but it does have really great visual customization now. You could say it lost all of its performance points in favor of cosmetics. All of these reasons have made the R33 slower, but still a decent off-meta, but really fun for regular driving now, but not quite for racing. In short, the R34 is now the fastest car out of the Skylines, and being a really fun pick to drive. The R33 has been dethroned, and it isn't as fast as the R34 in its current state. It looks great for pictures, but it does not work in any competitive environment. And at this point, the R31 is so forgotten about that people are wondering if it was actually in the game at all, and it doesn't have any prominence to show this. Hopefully you can find this information useful at all. Thanks for watching. If you want to participate in more videos and events that I host or just talk with me, join my Discord server down in the description. Goodbye.